hell's wrong with my browser? What the fuck? Alright. So, this is going to be my rundown, 6.9. I have myself on a timer, so this doesn't go too long, hopefully. As for the people who are coming here from the tier list, I'm not going to update the tier list yet, because I believe in playtesting more than theory crafting. So, and I need time to be able to see all these champs in action before I accurately place them on a list. I'll probably theorize where I put them on the list, but I'm not going to update the list until at earliest Monday. I'll try to get a lot of games in over the weekend and the next few days, so I can update as soon as possible, because I'm sure right after a patch is where everyone will want to see. But yeah, I'll just go over the changes here. Alright, so I'll start with the major updates. The Vladimir. So nerfed his passive a bit. Not much about that. Transfusion, cooldown went up a little bit early. Damage went down quite a bit later. Ability power went down quite a bit. Healing's unchanged. AP ratio of healing. After he casts it twice, he gets speed, and his next transfusion does double damage and heals for a portion of his missing health, and lasts for 2.5 seconds. Yeah, this is pretty busted. Healing for missing health, and the fact that it's still low quality, it's pretty busted. Deals double damage, so 320. So let's see. So 3 casts would normally do 690 before. So 2 casts, that's 320 plus another 320, so that's 640. So yeah, that is actually, he is losing quite a bit of damage on this. So, but he does get speed and he heals a bit more. So it's really just a trade-off. But okay, so passive's nerfed. Base AD's up, health growth is whatever. Single and pull damage down, not too big a deal. Okay, so cost is maximum health, cooldown, based on charge, over 1 second. Interesting. A Nova of blood missiles. Interesting. So they're giving Vladimir 2 slows. Well, I guess he's got 3 slows now, because Sanguine Bull slows too. Damage amp. Heals for each enemy hit. Base heal. Okay, so overall, they made Vladimir a bit more sustainy in fights. Seems like he'll do a little less damage once CDR's up. Once the CDR stacked up because of the flat CDs, and this ability has quite a long cast time because it has a release. I can't really say whether this is actually, I think this is definitely a buff actually, because Vladimir's biggest problem was his sticking power. He didn't really have any until he had Rylai's. But now he's got 2 chances to, well, he's got a burst of speed, and he's got a slow, and his ultimate will always heal him, so he's not as reliant on spell vamp anymore. And this is a flat heal, whereas before, Hemoplague was AoE, so your spell vamp really didn't heal you that much. So, well, they didn't hit his passive and his W a bit, and they hit his scalings. Overall, with the item changes, he's probably gonna end up being pretty strong. Where I'd place him, fuck. I don't really know, because a lot of these champions past, like, Victor are getting, like, changed. So I don't know where I'd put him, actually. This is actually going to be tough, because so many champs are getting changed. So, Malzahar, I've already read part of Malzahar. This passive seems really fucking insane. Like, the cooldown late game seems ridiculous, and a full second after taking damage from a non-minion source? I don't know. This passive seems really fucking scary. I'll definitely have. This is like a thing I'll definitely have to playtest. So cost on Q and down. There's no delay, which is pretty nice, but the cast time went up, so it still feels less clunky in this case. Base damage severely hit later on. So basically with his things, his voids, he just summons a bunch of them when he casts it, and then he just doesn't have them for a little bit. You know, the flat damages they have, I don't know. It's hard to say how useful this will really be, because I don't know how fast these things are, and I don't know how thick they are, so I don't know how well they are at eating skill shots. But once you get CDR, it seems like this would be really annoying, because you can summon like 3 consistently, and that's a lot of blocking in a team fight. And there's a lot of mana regen items being released, so if you can spam this in lane, that's actually pretty fucking annoying. Malefic Visions, mana cost down, base damage severely down, mana refund percent, ratio is AP. Okay, so Nether Grasp, 6 to 10 maximum percent health. So basically he summons his old W when he ults someone. The null zone. 1.5% of the target's maximum health. So basically, the shit shreds tanks. He's a very interesting champion now. I actually think he's gonna be really fucking strong, especially if you can get this passive off when you ultimate. Like, if you get this full ultimate off, I think he's pretty fucking nasty. He's definitely less push heavy, I'd say, because they hit the base damage on his pushing abilities. So he'll actually be like, I don't know, because his W's actually seems really fucking annoying in lane. It really just comes down to how oppressive his voidlings end up being. It seems like if you spam them in lane, you might go pretty fast. I'm not actually sure how effective the new mana regen items are, though. I have looked at them a bit. I feel like Malzahar is going to be the best champion out of these. Actually, damn, I don't know. He seems like he has the most potential, though. That's what I'll leave it at. I don't know where I'd put him on the list. It's too hard to just list right now. Okay, so Cassiopeia is basically going to be like the ultimate late game champ because if you don't need to buy boots, like there's very few situations where like a 6 item, like you'll want the boots instead. Because I'm assuming, okay, so 4 MS per level. You can just do this real fast. So 328, so 18 times 4, that's 72, so she's 400 flat move speed at level 18. I don't know, it might hit you early game, but late game, that's a huge buff, because you'll have an extra AP item on everyone. So this damage actually went up by a bit late game, the ratio went up a bunch, cast range down a bit, so she's even more short range now. You do have extra move speed to get in and out, but range on her main poke tool seems like it'll hurt for sure. Cooldown is down though, so that's nice. Mana cost is whatever. My asthma. So I'm assuming this is the multiple cloud, right? Yeah. Okay. Grounding enemies, preventing the use of movement abilities. So this ability actually seems really fucking busted. It's basically like Kate traps. it's basically like kind of like a Ziggs bomb plus like a Kate trap. Not only are you slowed, but you like can't like dash out of it, so you have to eat it, which means you're eating Twin Fangs over and over. And if you want to turn to juke the ultimate while you're in this, you're probably just gonna get fucked. So this actually a pretty huge buff. The damage, like you'll probably have to max this last, but it's so much utility even at rank 1. Whereas before it was kind of just useless, so definitely a buff. Twin Fang. No longer reduces cooldown. Target's poison. So, okay, so basically they cut the shit out of this damage. The ratio flat, and yeah. So They put the cooldown down really low, so you don't need this passive anymore. They removed the mana passive though, so you're definitely gonna have to buy a mana item to compensate. Target's poisoned, also heals. 0.1 AP power ratio on the heal. Target's poison deals an additional damage. Okay, so basically the Q into E combo, or the poison into E spam combo is still a thing. She's still gonna be outputting rapid fire E's. But you just don't get the mana back on kill, so you can't really like last hit with it anymore. But this damage is pretty much on par. Like the ratio is fucked, but they just put it, most of it, on the additional ratio if poisoned. And the cooldown's low no matter what now, so she's gonna be super fucking spammy. Basically comes down to how good the new mana items are. The ultimate got hit a bit. The 20% slow and facing away is pretty annoying, but this should make up for it. So I think Cassio would be really strong. Definitely late game monster. Zyra. Casting deadly spawns or grasping roots. So I can't really comment on this because I don't know what the plants do. If they just auto attack, then I'm guessing they just auto attack. I don't know. It's a weird change. Like her passive before sucked dick, but I don't know. This just feels clunky. Okay, so good on the base health, good on the base move speed upgrade. Q. Mana down. That's always nice. Damage down a bit. AP down a bit. Okay. Size increased. Grows plants slightly. Okay, that's fine. WC lifetime. Okay, that's good. No longer grants TDR maximum plant health. What the? Okay. No longer grants. Okay, so basically, then they didn't change her snare. So basically, what they've done to Zyra is they basically put all her power. They like shifted some power away and put it on plants, but they gave her more opportunities to use plants because of W and her passive. So she's basically going to play completely around plants. But it's going to be interesting, because I'm assuming you're still going to have to max Q or E first. I'm not sure how good the plants will be at wave clearing. That's the only problem. So you'll still have to max Q or E. This maximum plant health thing actually seems like pretty annoying. Because if the plants don't die AoE in a team fight, it's kind of like Heimer turrets. But I think Zyra plants have more longevity than Heimer turrets. So basically, like, if you can fight in an area where you can get a bunch of plants off, especially with your R, then Zyra will just, like, massacre people. But you're, like, completely reliant on plants now. She, like, won't kill anyone without them, it seems. Nerf Maka. Alright. Brand. The fuck is this? Jesus Christ. Alright. You drop stacks up to 3 times. Detonates. Okay, so I'm wondering. Let me watch this real quickly. Okay, so I'm assuming the circles explode around the champion. If they follow the champion, that's pretty fucking busted. If they don't follow the champion, that's less busted. Because it seems like the detonation is really slow. So it still burns. The burn is down. The detonation is a shit ton of damage. And it scales max at level 9. Holy crap. 1.5% of the time. Holy crap. So this shit will nuke people. The problem is, you're really reliant on landing these two then. The stun is down. They have to have hit all his base damages and ratios, right? Okay, so W didn't get changed. Jesus. And the cooldown went down. This had to have gone down. Okay, this went down. Okay, so they hit his Q and E. Ultimate. Detonating Blaze. Brief. Holy briefly slows. Huh. Okay, so basically, okay, actually I can see this being super busted. If this is slowing people, so they can't get out of the circle and they just blow up. Yeah, this champ seems like it has a huge skill cap. But if you land like combos, like WER, I'm assuming this, yeah, this detonates Blaze. So WER and then Q somewhere in the middle. That's just AoE on AoE on AoE. Like, this champ does so much damage. Holy crap. He can really be busted. Like, they hit his damage, but unlike on some of these other champs, he gets like, overall he still does like more damage, but it's like way more damage because he can kill tanks now. He's got percent ratios to kill tanks. So this champ still seems, I really like what they did. This champ might be busted, but the way they busted him is at least like cool. They hit his stun duration to compensate. So basically, like, you're dying every fight, but if you get your shit off, you can just like win the fight for your team anyway. So yeah, he's basically the same as before, except even he can actually like kill tanks now, and he's like more influential. Because the problem with Brand was that his itemization like sucked. Like, you would either go Rylai's on the Andres and you like not explode if you got like touched, but then like if they stacked MR early, you just like can't do shit to them. Or you'd go like the Death Cap Zanya's like Morello build, but then you like literally like die to like a fucking breeze. So his itemization was always fucking weird, but now that he does like ridiculous damage and there's new items, I'm interested to see what gets built on him. I think he'll be pretty good. Definitely gonna be hard though. Okay, so damage down, AP ratio, probably a buff overall. Refunds, oh nice. That is a nice buff. Ooh, this hurts, because this is his only wave clear. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Deconstructed champions, you can research. Refreshed by, okay. Life form disintegration rate deals true damage to research targets instead of magic damage. Okay, so basically you can shred tanks now. Okay. They basically moved his AP ratios onto his ultimate. I don't know. I don't like this change, mainly just because, yeah, he busts tanks faster, but wait, so can you research? Okay, so the laser does not apply. Okay, yeah, the laser doesn't apply as passive, so you actually have to hit your combo onto someone to get the true damage. Okay, I really don't like this. I really don't like this change. There's a few reasons. First off, he's so bad 1 to 5 now. You hit this ratio, and you hit this ratio. He can't wave clear for shit. You'll never get this passive off early on. For the ratio, first off, the ratio doesn't matter that much early game, and you rarely get this off in late anyway. You would only really ever get it off once you hit 6. I don't know, it just feels like, yeah, he'll kill tanks faster in ideal team fights where he gets to hit an E on them because they're just walking forward, but I don't know, it's just, you can't always, like, you don't always get to do it that way. You don't always get to use your full comp. Sometimes you just have to ult, you know? And he's still not any better at getting away. And they hit his biggest important ability. Like, yeah, this is nice that it gives you mana back, but this is his bread and butter for wave clearing. I don't know how many people, oh no, I know I didn't the first time I played Vel'Koz, but you don't max Q. You max W so you can actually clear waves, but they're hitting both AP ratios on it, and it already wasn't a big AP ratio. Like, I don't know if that AP ratio is enough so that he can't clear waves as fast anymore, but I don't know. Like, this hit might actually be like why he's bad now. Like, yeah, it's cool he does true damage, but it's very situational. I don't know. I think this change is I don't like this change, really. I don't feel like he needs that true damage ultimate, you know? Because before, he'd just, like, get a shit ton of ticks off of his passive with his ultimate, so he didn't really need it. I mean, yeah, it's nice it does more damage now, but I don't know, I'm on the fence with that. So let's move on to these. After auto attack, damage down, stun one up, that's nice. Slow. Okay. This is, probably overall a buff, because you max this second. 1.5 second stun, level 13 is pretty good. Missile speed. Okay, so this is a buff. They upped this cast range again. Oh shit, the radius. Ooh, what the fuck? Oh, now it expands. Short duration. Okay. Okay, so 150 is really fucking small, but expands over 3 seconds. Okay, this is a pretty good change. Her identity's always been like more of like a tank and bruiser like fucker and like a control mage in team fights. Like you just fuck up the melees, and this really just accentuates that. So this is, it's gonna feel bad in the lane. Like she's gonna be a lot worse in lane because yeah, the cast range went up, but the radius for the R into E ticks, the instant frost into E harass ticks got hit. So yeah, her laning's definitely got hit with this, because this doesn't really help you early game. But I guess you can last it better, and I guess your team fight will be a little bit better. So I'm on the fence. Okay. Power. Okay. Okay, that's a good change. Incinerate. If you're smart, you don't need this though. Oh, thank God. This is so fucking annoying to flash away and, like, be stunned on impact. There's so many times where I'd flash, this shit would stun me, and then she'd walk up to me and tibbers me after, and I'd be tilted. Duration down, removed. Oof. I didn't even know it did this. What the fuck? Okay, damage reduction. That's good. Probably a net buff. Well, the thing is, you would only put 1 point in this early, and the 10 would be good for the first few levels, but it'd fall off pretty fast. So now it's always percent, so it scales better with 1 point, and it's still a really good late game. So this is definitely a buff. Damage down, aura damage down, aura ratio down, Tibbers AD down, Tibbers attack ratio, attack range. Wow, this will be interesting. So she's a lot less Cancer's one-shot nuke you, I guess, and more bear focus, but she's got more longevity now. I don't know. This champion seems really annoying. Have to playtest this. Fiddlesticks. Okay, this is definitely a buff. Oh fuck, that hurts. Oh fuck, this hurts. Okay. Okay, so I think this is overall a nerf, to be honest. Because the thing was, you could drain, and even if you canceled it later on, even if you canceled it midway, it'd usually be up again, which was kind of awkward. But it basically meant you had 100% drain uptime. You might not now, and they hit the range on this, but compensated by giving you movement speed. 1.5 seconds. I don't know. Probably not a huge change overall, although probably a small buff overall. You know, the number of bounces going up is always good. The Dread passive will be good to get in range for Crow Storm before you have to Zanyas. This will hurt, and this will hurt, but I think these three buffs, or these two buffs, outweigh it. Mark of the Storm. Mark duration down. Okay, that's good. First stun. Okay, 1.25. 6 seconds after last stun. Okay. Additional stun. Okay. These are pretty balanced. Okay. Energy down, always really good. Energy down, always really good. Range down a bit, okay, yeah, that's good. It's a bit oppressive. Slicing Mushroom, no longer limited to 3 hits, but only the free 3 okay, that's fine. Damage unchanged, damage fall off 25% per bolt. Huh. Tick rate, 0.5 seconds. So you get 6 ticks. 6 ticks, 25, okay. Max damage per target. Okay. EMP. Okay. Not much. Probably a small buff overall, just because energy changes are so important. The stun changes aren't really significant. The ultimate will do more damage in most scenarios because most of the time they're sitting in the ultimate the whole time anyway. The duration going down hurts, I bet, a bit. I mean, it's less duration, but the tick rates, I don't know. The thing was, I don't think many people knew before that no matter how long you sat in Kenanol, it only ever hit you 3 times. So I guess that's better in the sense that it gives clarity, and the damage is a bit higher. So, overall buff, I'd say. Swain. Basic attack and missile speed. Flat banner regen on kill. That's a buff. Center of target for a short duration. While deployed, Beatrice will target the closest enemy, dealing damage per second, slowing it, switches targets. So it's like pseudo AoE. Okay. Okay. Bonus damage to minions, nice. And the cost down, nice. Torment. Oof. At least the ratio went up. 20% of damage at all rank. Okay. To Cripify will prioritize this target. Okay. 4-second duration. So, Swain will actually be able to max Q second without feeling like ass now. You'll have to get in range now. You can't really just trade by pressing E on them and walking away. Bit more interactive now. Definitely gonna shit on melee still. But he can actually clear minion waves a bit better pre-6 now. So I don't see any way he'd get worse. Yeah, you're gonna have Ravens out too. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. I think Swain got buff. And yeah, the auto attack missile speed going up is nice. Yeah, this is a pretty decent buff to Swain. Might be decent. He's always shit on melees, but the problem was he has mana issues and it doesn't really do much in team fights because you have to max this first, no matter what. And most of the time in mid lane against a wave clear mage, you had to max this second, which meant your Q was literally useless. And if you're Swain with 3 abilities, you're just not that useful. But now this ability is actually probably useful, so that's good. Syndra. Dark spheres last 2 seconds. Okay, so more spheres on your ultimate. Slow duration. 2 additional spheres within 400. Okay, that's pretty good. AoE, bigger AoE slow, because this was basically a 1-person slow. Maximum throw radius, cooldown down. Oh wow, and they gave her a period to compensate. Okay, she'll be a little bit better. Not a very big change. Vagar, kind of like a big deal. Okay, so this passive's hard to say it's better. Probably is, just because of how many mana items there are now, but not a great passive still. Although it does promote harassing more than farming like a bitch, which is nice. Oh, but you still get a reward on kill. Okay. 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 Cooldown. This is really big. This is nice. This is nice. Based on targets missing. Oh god. Holy crap. Does this not scale off enemy AP anymore? Ooh. This is hard to call. He basically traded one-shotting the enemy mage and AD carry for one-shotting the tank when he's low. I don't think that's a good trade-off. You know, I'd say this is a nerf, actually. I mean, the passive really doesn't do that much. I mean, the mana changes are the big ones here. Like, these are really nice, but... Ugh, damn. This really will nuke people that are low, but it really changes his identity, because he's always been about killing the carries in one shot, so... Cool. Q core down. Down. Missile damage. Up. Missile ratio. AP up. Empowered AD down a lot. Holy shit, that's 110 at level 18. Base shield. Okay, that should be a buff. Depends on what you buy, obviously. Shield ratio down. Okay, what the hell? They have to compensate for this somewhere. This is a bunch of fucking damage lost. Even if you... That's still 90 damage lost. And... 0.15 ratio. But that's a okay. 0.15 ratio for 90 flat damage. Definitely not a good trade-off still, but the cooldown's down at least, so... At early game. I don't know. This is definitely a damage loss. Straight off the bat, though. Okay. Unchanged. Oof. Augmented damage. 100% of death raise damage. So this was 460. Now it's flat 410. So that's 50 damage lost. Did it not have a ratio before? Okay. No longer reduces... Oh, shit. Ray aftershock damage. Laser speed. Oh, but the delay. Okay, so basically you have to buy rallies on this champion now. Because you have to hit the detonation or your damage is down a lot. I feel... Victor's a weird champion. Okay, Chaos Storm, initial damage. Down. Okay, he doesn't one-shot you anymore. Tick rate. Okay. How long does this... Okay, but the dirt... Okay, so 3 ticks. So max damage. Storm ratio. Okay, so 250. Okay, so 1300. Yeah, that's right. 250 on the initial, and if you stay it the whole time, more 350s. Okay, so you definitely just need Rylai's on this champ. This is a champ I'll have to playtest, or see, because if you can hit everything, the damage is way up, but I think you're gonna need Rylai's or the enemy like laner to walk retardedly to hit everything. So probably, I don't know, probably overall a nerf just because I don't know, they just kind of changed who he is. You know, they didn't like his one-shotting combos with animation cancels. Instead, he's more of like a sustained fighter now. Definitely made him harder to play, I think. Put the laser speeds up at least to compensate. Tough to say. Gonna have to see him. Zereth. Okay. Width down. Warning indicator. Okay, fair enough. Stun duration. Ooh, shit. This definitely hurt. Okay, so basically if you get dove, you're still dead. But if you hit a max range one, boom. Damage up. Until rank 3. Number... Oh. Okay. Small buff early game. Bigger buff late game. If you can hit him. Range increased. Impact radius. Delay in between shots. Better view. Okay, so this is a small buff overall. Passive. AP up. Cooldown. Reduction on ability. Oh, this is a buff. This comes up. This is definitely a buff. No longer deals double damage to minions. Huh. Definitely still a buff overall. This will be really interesting. 25% up to 35% late game is really big, because late game it's only an execute, but still late game. Executing from 35% is pretty nasty. So we'll see. We will definitely see. I think Ziggs might come in as cause turrets are harder to kill now. He might be a pretty good cheese pick. 35%, because this ignores all the turret buffs. Like, the turrets are tankier and everything, but this ignores all that. So, there's no way this could be bad. But, as a champion, might still be bad. We'll see. I think he's definitely got more potential now. Or definitely got some potential, because I think he's kind of garbage right now. Tear the Goddess. Refund the okay, so no mana regen, refund 15% of mana. Overall, that's a good change. Tear the Goddess was to... The thing about mana regen items is that if you're a champion with good base mana regen, it benefits you more. Which is kind of fucky, because that's kind of just stupid. So 15% of mana spent, that's more consistent, so I think that's a better change overall. Catalyst of Aeons. Damage taken is converted to mana, mana spent is converted to health. Okay. 15% of damage taken. What the fuck? 50% of damage taken is gained as mana. Spending mana restores 20% of mana spent as health. Up to holy shit, this is so much sustain. Wow. This is pretty interesting. Huh. Probably a buff for champions like Kassadin, who eat a lot of her ass. But if you're the one oppressing other people, probably not a huge buff. Unless you're like a huge spammer. I think if you could spam on the air, this was really good too. Chalice of Harmony. Okay. No, this is interesting. There's definitely situations where this could be odd. Like, let's say you're at like 30% health and you need the health regen, but you have like 10% mana. I guess in that case you should probably just back anyway, but it's interesting. I'm assuming it still gives MR. Cost down, so that's nice. Interesting item. I like the changes they're making though. Lost Chopper restores mana on level up. Okay, so it's got old Catalyst passive except just mana. It's really cheap. Does it build out of... So it's basically like a Fiendish Codex alternative if you want mana instead of AP. Okay. It's fine. Cost and AP increased. Okay. Goodbye, Rule of the Ancients, rip in peace. Oh shit, 400 gold down, that's a lot. AP down, mana per stack down. This is the flat, right? This has got to be the flat. Am I retarded? Hold on, what is it? Fuck. 10 minutes. 4 ability power. Okay, so it still goes up to 100 AP, so that's fine. So, overall down AP by 20, but still goes up to 100 after 10 minutes. That's still fine. 15% of damage taken is gained as mana, spending mana. Okay, this is actually pretty good. Some champions have the problem where you bought Roa, but you still needed a mana item, like a Morello or something, and that just like delays your build too much. But now it's cheaper, and it gives you pretty good mana regen as well as flat. So, yeah, pretty good item. Probably like the gold down is really nice. Obviously the AP and the mana hurts, but the health is the same, I'm assuming. Oh, it does. Yeah, the health is the same. So, still really good item. Relinomicon up 500 gold. That's a lot. Build path, Lost Chapter, Fiendish Codex, Amplifying Tome. What is it right now? It's Fiendish Codex, Amplifying Tome, and Forbidden Idol right now. So 20 AP up, mana regen, kills and assists. So this is just for the casters. The casters who don't give a shit about Roa health and don't want to be taking any damage. So this is just like a full caster item now. Kills and assists. So yeah, the aggressive caster item. 20% CDR is unique. Okay. Inflict on enemies below 35, but it lasts basically the whole fight now. Okay. There's just an objective change. Can't really say if it's a buff or nerf. It's a good change though. I like this. Stacking Morellos was pretty dumb. Okay, this gold cost went down a bunch with this AP power. Got destroyed. Okay, so they want to make this a support item. 20% of pre-mitigation damage you deal getting this blood charges. So this basically isn't an AP mid item anymore. This is a support item. Gives you sustain in lane because it builds out a chalice. Okay, gives you 20% CDR. I'm still assuming. I'll make sure. Yep, still 20% CDR. Cost is down a lot. This definitely could be a support item now. Are they suggesting Lulu Morgana Karma? Yeah, I could see that. Regen in lane is really good, and the healing is nice. Heal upon healing or shielding. So yeah, not really a Janus Rock item because they don't really do any damage. This is more of like an aggressive two-way support item. Okay, interesting. I don't think it'll get built too often, but it's an interesting change. It might be good. I think it'd be. I just think supports can't afford to build it because of this item. They'd rather just build this guy, especially with QSS getting nerfed the way it is. I'm assuming that went through. Mana regens, new niche. We're cranking up kills. Okay, that's fine. Okay, these just are the tier changes. Abyssal Scepter up 400 gold. Ouch. Down 10 AP, up 10 MR, 10% CDR. So they just put CDR on it. It scales the level, or no longer applies to minions. Oh, that's actually a pretty big change. Huh. Definitely a nerf to Abyssal. Definitely a warranted nerf. You'll still see it picked up just because if you're in a matchup like LeBlanc, you're gonna need Abyssal. There's no getting around it. So, good change. Not so nerfed that you don't pick it up when you need it now, but still good enough to build if you need the MR, especially because Athene's isn't really an option anymore. I think it still gives MR, right? But yeah, 25 and no AP. Yeah, they wanted to make it more support item. So you'll still see Abyssal against like LeBlancs and stuff, but it's definitely nerfed. I don't think the CDR makes up for it, although it does help a bit. It's too much to get. It's too much to make up for, because of the aura not applying to minions and the aura getting nerfed in general. Zanya's down 600 gold. AP down. What the fuck? It's a better build path now, but and it's cheaper. And gives CDR. Definitely a buff. Do I like it though? Probably needed with the way QSS got changed. Interesting. Because I do think most champions who go Zanyas don't ever cap their CDR, so this could be that's a pretty good trade-off. They actually didn't hit it too hard. In terms of damage. There's definitely a buff. Make no mistake. You might say like, oh, the AP's down, but the build path is a big deal. CDR is always nice. The cooldown's up, but I don't know. Late game team fights, it'll always be up anyway. And the gold, 600 gold is a lot, dude. That combined cost was 1050 plus a 1250 LNR. That was so painful for mages that actually needed this item. This is a big buff for them. Hextech Revolver. Spell Vamp is kill. Down your enemy champion with a basic attack. 40-second, flat 40-second cooldown. Okay, that's pretty fucking annoying. That's basically like Static Shiv. Or, I guess more comparable to Kirch's Shard. For 1050 gold, and the combined cost is nothing. Interesting. So, I guess I'll have to look at what it builds into. Catalyst, Hextech, 80 AP, 300 health, 400 mana. So, not a Vladimir item. Gives you mana. Gives you a slow. Vladimir doesn't need that as much. Vladimir will probably still be building Rylai's, but he won't be like super as reliant on it anymore. I don't think this is your item. I don't know who you actually build this on. There's not that many champions who actually need a fucking slow. And AP health and mana, like, I think you might as well just buy Rod of Ages. That seems a lot better. I mean, 200 damage plus an AP ratio is no joke, but this is 400 more gold, and I guess it's a better build path. It basically comes down to whether you want Hextech Revolver or a Blasting Wand. Overall, Rod of Ages will scale up to a better item, and it's a bit cheaper. They both have the Catalyst passive. This item could be good actually though. That's a lot of flat damage. I could see it on champs like Kassadin, you know, where you don't always have your E-slow available, but you want to, and you're a bit low on base damages. I could see it being good. I'm trying to think. I don't think any of these guys are good. I think these champions are more Morello, because they don't want to eat damage, except maybe Vlad. But they give some mana, so no. Could be good on Swain, definitely. Maybe Fiddle. I don't know. It's more of like a bruiser mage item. So like a Kassadin, Swain, Vladimir type of thing. But it doesn't give, it gives him mana, so... Oh, so this is the dashed item. Your fire... Okay. How much range is the dash? Well, that's ambiguous. Cannot pass through terrain. Huh. AP and health. CD. Oh man, this is a great Vladimir item. Does it slow as well? Okay, it doesn't slow, but a dash to set up your ultimate plus revolver for harass and lane plus CDR, and it gives AP and health, and it's cheap, just like Will. I think this item could be good. 40-second cooldown dash. This item could be really good on Vlad. I don't know about other champs right off the top of my head, but I could definitely see this on Vlad. Swain's a maybe. It's a very interesting item. This item is basically like made for Vlad though, for sure. AP, CDR, and health, those are all stats that Vladimir wants. And it gives you a dash. Like, you can't ask for anything more. So yeah. Interesting item. Deals more damage, souls instantly. Okay, that's pretty fucking good. Tied it to a lightning mechanic. Okay. Just a straight buff. Instant slow instead of the delayed projectile slow. That would get fucked if they had a dash. Jesus. Flat 40-second slow. Wow. It's a pretty big buff. Dragons. Alright, let's look at these numbers. Find up to 20. Actually, okay, so first 35 minutes, every 6 minutes. Is the first spawn still the same? Or is it still... Or does it spawn at 6 minutes now? Okay, so if it still spawns at 2:30, okay, and then every 6. Only 3 per match, okay, that's good. Reduces the RNG a bit. Mini-map, okay, so you'll always know what it is. 10, 20, 30% bonus damage to epic monsters and turrets. Okay, that's pretty good. Holy shit, 8%. So that's already... One stack of this is already more than the Live Dragon, or what was Live Dragon? Live Dragon was 6. And was Live Dragon bonus or total? I'm assuming it was total. Yeah, okay, total. So still total, but up to 24%. Even with fucking 5 Drag, that was 12%. 20. That's double with 3. And I'm assuming the Elder Dragon gives you more, right? 50%, right? 50%. So if you get 3 of these at 50%, that's 36% increased damage. Well, not damage, but 36% increased AD and AP. That's pretty fucking nuts. That's like a third of an increase if you get them all. Jesus. This could be really abusive. Okay, flat move speed out of combat. Okay, so this is just for like siege teams. Okay, this is pretty balanced. It's a little on the weak side. This will definitely be the dragon where people are like, yeah, we don't really want to fight for this. Like, whatever, you can have it. Especially if it's only 1. If it's 3, that's pretty insane. But Maybe just one. They might need to give this like empowered recall or something. Maybe not the 4-second Baron recall permanently, but maybe like a second or two off recall to balance this out maybe, because this seems pretty underwhelming. If you don't know you can win a fight, no one's ever gonna fight for this shit. Ocean Drake. Because even with Elder Dragon, this isn't really that important, especially if you're only 1 or 2 stack. Like another extra 15 move speed on the Elder Dragon. Yeah. I guess Elder Dragon's buff itself will be important. Holy shit. 10% of your missing health and mana? Potentially every 3 seconds if you get Elder. This can be super abusive too. Holy shit. You'd think that, like, they say it's Siege and Poke, but if you get Elder Dragon and you 3-stack this, that's every 3 seconds you're healing 10% of your health and mana. Because I'm assuming this includes in combat. Permanently provides a regeneration. Like, that's pretty insane. If you get Baron in this shit, oh my god, Dunzo. Oh my god. This thing will be really good. These two are a bit underwhelming. You can definitely give up one of these. Once you get to 2, it starts getting a bit more iffy. You can give up all 3 of these, honestly. It makes the game harder, but, you know, if you live to see another day because you don't teamfight them for this dragon, then, you know, it's always going to be worth. These are like, you either pick your poison. It's like, you either teamfight them for these, or they, like, get way stronger the next time you fight. Although this one is more like a siege thing. But, like, this is, like, always. So, yeah, that's interesting. Elder Dragon. 10 minute spawn. Holy shit, that's a long time. Makes 120 seconds basic attacks and spells burn the target. 45 plus 45 per stack of elemental break off. Holy moly. The next 120 seconds increases your strength. Okay. This is good. The spawn seems a little long though, because it's like, how long does this last? Okay, 2 minutes. Okay, so 2 minutes. Baron's 3:30 right now after the change. So, this could be, if like a team trades like Elder Dragon for Baron and they wear out, it's literally just like nothing for a bit though. It's interesting. Interesting. The spawn is really long. I don't know. That's very interesting. I'd like to see how it plays out. Rift Herald. Spawn time up. Respawn removed. Base health. Holy moly. I guess it's to compensate because it spawns later now. Base armor. So this thing's a lot harder to kill. But, okay, so Glimpse of the Void. Not lost on death or obtaining Hand of Baron. You gain 5% damage reduction against champions. So duels, 1v1 top, 1v1 mid, jungle fights. Continuously build charges of corruption. So you can build it while in the jungle. And it just charges on monsters, it looks like, as well. So this probably go to your jungler, because if you give it to your top laner, especially early game, they're just going to auto-push. And I guess if you want that, it's fine, but it doesn't buff your minions anymore, so when you're auto-pushing, it's literally you have to be the one hitting the tower. I don't know if it works on towers, with this discharge, so yeah, we'll have to see. Duration up, red and blue buff, 120 seconds first time, 90, oh shit, you're going to have to, you can't be lollygagging once you get the blue buff late game if you are on a mid-champion that needs it. Gotta go fight. Red buff, free take of damage, extending. Okay. Slow is up. Okay. And health regeneration while not in combat with champions, turrets. Okay, so while you're in combat with minions, it still applies. Okay. Interesting. The buffs are more influential. You might start giving this to other people late game than the AD carry. Although this regen late game could be a substitute for lifesteal. It's pretty significant, especially if you have like an Ocean Dragon or whatever it's called. Ocean Drake. Interesting. Blue buff, 15%. That is pretty big. And more mana regen. Interesting. This is definitely more useful late game. 36 flat AP. 15% bonus. Late game, that's still... The 15% is more. Okay, so buffs are more influential late game. That's nice. Later on, they're kind of just like whatever. No one even... Might be worth fighting for one later on. If you think you can win a fight. Jungle timers. I hate this change.
I could rant on it forever, but I won't. Basically, it benefits bad junglers and people who don't pay attention, so that's why I don't like it, but whatever. What's done is done. Said the same thing about objective timers, but what can you do? 40%! Holy shit. Doesn't change to minions, at least. Stay hot, 220% over 3 shots. Jesus, heating up damage no longer partially resets. Learn turrets, which targets. Holy crap, this is so hard to dive now. Base health. Turrets are subject to armor and pen. Okay, well this... Well, percent pen's already pretty shitty against turrets, so... they're definitely harder to kill now. Non-champions... Okay, so they're definitely harder to kill. Not only are they blocking everyone's autos, they're blocking minion autos. Turret backdoor... 200 armor. If they all had 0 before... What is 200 armor? I'm not gonna look it up. It's probably about the same. I don't even know why they changed this. Instead of resistance? Oh, okay, I guess because there's penetration. Okay. But I don't know why they added penetration to turrets in the first place. Whatever, okay. Whatever, right? Ability damage to turrets. Basic attack scaling off of ability power dial deals magic. Okay, because it's... Okay, whatever. Not a big deal. Gold down. Oh, local gold up. Global gold. Team gold rewards. Okay, local gold is up. 100 per teammate. Maximum team gold down. Okay. 125 per teammate. Maximum team gold. Okay. No longer gives. I didn't even know this gave experience. I'll be real. Local gold 0. Oh, it's up. Okay. Whatever. This is not a huge change. Yeah, it's... I don't want to say inconsequential, but it's not a huge deal. Jungle experience. Non-epic jungle monsters now grant experience to the killer, so you can't double jungle anymore as efficiently. No longer increase when you're lower level than the slain monster. Okay. So rip double jungle. Jungle items grant 30 bonus EXP for each level. Okay, so it's attached to the jungle items now. Okay, so if you're actually jungling and you get fucked, then you're not as bad off. Hunter's Machete and Talisman grant 50 bonus experience on large monster kill. Okay. That's a huge change. And have been adjusted. Slightly more experience for clear, while non-junglers get slightly less. Alright, that's fine. Probably still give camps to bottom lane, but double jungling got hurt. Okay, death timer's down. Home guard nerfed. Wow, that's a pretty big change. Well, I guess I lowered death timers, so fair enough. Okay, it never fully recovers, but it's already a bit strong. No longer pins to walls. Thank God, that was so stupid. If you got pinned against the wall, you literally were just fucked. Tentacles no longer appear in Fogball. Okay. Vessels can no longer clear their debuff by killing tentacles. What the fuck? No. Okay, so it's just a 12-second flat duration now, and it stops you. Okay, so you can't recall while you're marked. Once every 3 seconds, every 10. Okay. Oh wow, she's so much more annoying now. Okay, pretty good. Q Kindred cooldown up. Okay, early game nerf. To fighting, you can still clear okay, but hurt her fighting a bit. Okay, that's good. That needed to be done. Elder Ghost. Okay. Take down, execute skills with ult rank. You max this first anyway. It's a buff later on. Okay, that's fine. Her early damage is too stupid, so this is a good change. E no longer flies in random direction. They finally fixed this. Okay. Savagery. Fixed a bug where it consumes spell. Okay. So it's just a bunch of fucking bug fixes. Okay. Soraka, 30% slow. That's a nerf. Regeneration move speed. That's a nerf. No longer refreshes wind speakers. Holy nerf. And they hit Grievous runes in this patch, I'm pretty sure. Base mana up. Mana go set down. Slight nerf to Taric. Warranted. Entering stealth won't interrupt auto attacks and wind up. Mana down. Pretty big buff. Well, pretty decent buff. Pretty justified. Teemo's annoying, but he's kind of bad. Blobs reform so much faster. Holy shit, that's a big buff. And base move speed. Okay. Okay, because they didn't see him when he was... Okay, fair enough. He's a little weak. Rip Devourer, Blood Razor. Definitely have to playtest this. Seems pretty good. Devourer is not healthy for the game. Ginsu's... Holy shit. Okay. Okay. Ginsu's Rage. Oh, but you stack it faster. No longer deals AoE damage. God damn it. Ginsu's Rage. Oh wow, every other basic attack. Holy shit. No longer gives 2 extra melees though. Okay. Interesting. Can you still stack it with spells? I'll have to see. It's a lot more expensive, but it's definitely more late game oriented. If you can still do this on range champs, that'd be... I don't know. I don't know about Ginsu's. I'll have to playtest. Okay, definitely a buff. This item is way too expensive, the combined cost. I don't know what they were thinking in preseason. Slight nerf. Not too huge a difference. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell? They're hitting... That's a pretty big change. Like, 450 gold, yeah, it's nice, but that's 200 health. Whoa, I don't know about that. 2800 gold. Combined cost down. Magic resist down. Health regen up. Okay. This is at least like an okay change. Like, what the fuck was this? I guess it was too similar to Visage? I don't know, dude. 200 health is so much. Hold on. Alright, fuck. I gotta be right back.
Okay, so just finishing up. Guardian Angel, gold and combined costs. They hit the MR, but this is actually 2400. So the thing about GA is the sell price, the sellback price for this item is terrible because buying GA, getting it used in a fight, then selling it until it's back up is a pretty big play. It's like pretty huge, but it's generally like too expensive to be able to do that and like buy back another item. But when the gold cost for this is down, the ratio, like how much you lose for selling it back after it's getting used, isn't as significant. So it's actually a pretty big buff, even though the MR is down. GA being cheaper is just, it's always big. Okay. I could spend an hour talking about this as well. Honestly, I think it's a good change. I think AD carry mains are a bunch of bitches. It's like, oh man, where's my outplay potential? But it's like, if I'm playing Fiora, Trundle, Zed, I don't like fucking my whole fucking ultimate ability being useless on you because you bought a fucking 1200 MR item. Like, the fuck? Like, so, if this item's in the game in its old state, there's no fucking way that you'll ever be able to make a champion based around their ultimate being a debuff, a combat debuff. Because it's like, you make a champion based around that, and you balance around their thing being powerful, and then Quicksilver Sash is an item, and you have what happens, and you have Maokai's buying Quicksilver Sash against Trundle, and suddenly Trundle's fucking useless. So this item was never going to be able to be balanced. Like, unless they just never introduced another Fiora, Zed, whatever type champion again. Like, and you can fucking Quicksilver Sash knockups. Like, that's just so stupid. This item was so imbalanced, and I'm glad they're taking this away from it. At least it's not. It's stupid. It's just stupid. Yeah, it sucks for AD carries, but that's why they're buffing Tanya's. Shrinker, Maw, Stairgate. Okay, so you basically can't stack Sterix and Maw on the top of each other anymore. So Graves this is basically a nerf to Graves. Not many other champions pop Maw and Sterix. You know, Lisa and Darius sometimes, I guess, but yeah, it's a bit abusive. Sterix was Maw, so I understand. Health down, bit strong. Combined cost, gold up, bit strong. Huge buff to Cinderhulk. I actually was looking at this. You never got Cinderhulk before level 8. So if you did, something was wrong with the game. But at level 8, it's already so 23. Let's do the math real fast. Okay, so 0.6 times 8. That's basically, we'll round up to 5. So it's 20 damage at level 8. And so this is 2 times 8. That's 16. That's 23 damage at level 8. And that's already before. So at any time you would get Cinderhulk, this is already a buff. You normally get it levels 9 through 11. That's when you complete it. But at level 8, when you shouldn't have it yet, really, even at level 7, it does more damage than before. So this is a huge fucking buff. Very huge buff. Vision Ward. I like this change, because now if you can't take the pink ward, you have to just leave it. And the regens up. Doesn't affect, whatever. Yeah. Good change. Good change. Promotes more action. This change, definitely necessary, the blue trinket change. It's too short, really, yeah. Like, you can't run pick comps anymore that deny vision, because it's like, alright guys, got our red trinkets, we just swept the whole Baron area, and they blue trinketed it. Alright guys, get that ward, dark again, they blue trinketed it. Alright, got the ward, back again, oh, their first blue trinket's up. Well, guess we gotta clear that, and oh shit, bot lane's pushing now. Alright guys, gotta recall, send someone bottom, go get that, and then we can try again. Yeah, that's stupid. It was really dumb. It was not balanced in the slightest. I don't know why it took them so long to do this. Maybe they were holding it till this patch. I don't know. But it was dumb, and I'm glad they nerfed it. Righteous Glory. Down 100 gold. 15%. So it has Catalyst passive. No longer speeds up allies, but more movement speed for yourself. Longer duration. Slow down a little bit, but the slow duration up. Not really a support item anymore, I guess. It still could be a support item, actually. Interesting change. I don't really disagree or agree with this change. But I do agree that the item needed some sort of change, because no one was building it. Even though I didn't think it was that bad an item. We'll probably see it a bit more now. It's 2 seconds slow, plus that move speed duration. That's pretty nuts. So Warmogs, cost is the same, down 50 health, 10% CDR. That's a buff. No matter how you look at it, that's a buff. Don't know if it'll still get, this will be the tipping point to make it get built, but interesting change. It seems like they're putting CDR on everything in this patch, but I don't know. Better than throwing random stats on, I guess. I guess CDR is a random stat too, but CDR is a finite stat, so yeah, I'll not get into that now, but I prefer random CDR on an item than random armor. That's very pointless and ends up muddying the build path. So, Relic Shield. Good change. Bot lane sustain is too high right now between all the wind speakers, all the biscuits, all the feasts, all the Dorn's Bleed, co-regens, and plus the Relic Shield. There's just too much, you know. It's basically you all in them and you kill them or you farm. There's no middle ground. You couldn't poke anymore, really. Like, it just didn't. Like, the sustain was just too much. Like, champions without actual sustain were just buying Targon's Brace, and then upgrading to Eye of Equinox later, and you just kind of push them out of lane. It was just too much health when combined in conjunction with Lifesteal, and that's before you take into account the champions that could rush Vamp Scepter like Callista, and like Vayne. It was just too much. So this is a good change. Regeneration overall a bit free. Okay, so mana regen down on these items. Okay, that's fine. Because like Mikhail's and Athene's and Righteous Glory will give regen now. So I think that's a good change. The regen might get abusive if they hadn't touched that. The Grievous Runes change. Good change. I understand the reasoning behind doing it in the preseason, but it was never going to be balanced around Soraka. and these are just bug fixes. So yeah, that's everything. Brand is beyond broken. All in all, don't like the Vel'Koz change, like the brand change, like the Casio change, not sold on the Zyra change, have to see the Malzahar change, have to see the Vladimir change, like the Anivia change, on the fence with the Yanni change, like the Fiddlesticks change, like the Kennen change, like the Swain change, indifferent on the Syndra. Like the Veigar change, but I think it's a nerf. Don't like the Victor change. A bit on the fence with it, I guess you could say. Like the Xerath change, although I wish they did something with his W instead. And I like the Ziggs change. Less turtly, more with the passive change, with the passive buff, inclining him, incentivizing him more to play aggressive in the lane, which is like the complete opposite of Ziggs. So I like that change. Itemization changes I like for the most part. Not really one I really disagree with. Dragon changes I'll have to see. Terry changes I'll have to see. But overall, I don't think there's really too many catastrophic changes in this patch. I think Straka is a kill. But overall, I like most of these. I thought Devourer was a terrible item, conceptually. So I'm glad that got changed. That was a big up for me. I think the Cinderhulk buff might have actually been too heavy-handed, but I guess we'll just see. I like the map changes for the most part. I'll just have to see about the mage updates. Some of them seem like they could be really busted, but I'll just have to see, and I'll update the list ASAP. This is my first time doing a patch rundown of something this large, so I apologize if at times I'm not super clear on my thoughts on something. But I appreciate any feedback, and yeah, that wraps this up.